And we're live.
Roof. So Drake.
For
all the dogs.
Let's go ahead and start with the first track, Virginia Beach. What did you think about that?
I thought it was a nice intro overall musically. And I got a little sentimental in the car, production wise, because the sample.
Oh, the Frank Ocean sample.
But also like thinking in my mind how I would use this song. Mm-hmm. And when I have a specific moment in mind that I know that I'm going to write to this song.
Yeah.
And just put it out for my own cathartic feelings of where I think it could have gone. It feels like Drake could have done a "You're So Proud of Me" kind of intro.
Mm-hmm.
And talked about that, kind of went back to the things that his mother overcame kind of thing. Because I didn't really, much like you, didn't really get the whole Virginia Beach aspect outside of like the one-off line about the girl being ghetto and kind of cool or something, like ghetto and kind of clean like Virginia Beach, I think is what he said. But that's the only mention to Virginia Beach within the song.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So but I know what he's doing here, and he knew that we would think that this was about Pusha. He knew that we would immediately associate Pusha, Pharrell with this song, and then subvert our expectations with the record.
Okay.
I think it's okay intro. I think that subversion didn't really work in the way that it worked in the way he wants it to, but it doesn't work for the audience. I was expecting him to come in and address Virginia Beach and whatever that means when it alludes to other artists. And I know a lot of people are tired of them drawing out this conversation or this back and forth, but I wanted something definitive to end it, and he could have ended it. Next one is Amen, featuring Tizo Touchdown. So the theme of this song is basically like reinforcing stereotypes of women that kind of pray for the perfect guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And kind of reinforcing that trope. I feel like this song is on brand for Drake.
Agreed.
At current, and Tizo on second listen really handled the chorus really well. I wouldn't say this is a song that I would actually go back to, but it is well put together.
I go back to it only because it's one of the shorter songs. Like, you expect it to be longer, and it's literally just, I think, a verse, maybe two verses, but it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's real compact, and I think this is like one of those streaming ones. Like, and I feel like as long as I thought the album was, he does pack in a lot of short enough, this is for streams, this is like for TikTok kind of length of songs.
Calling for You, I just wanted to remark on the number of producers on this. Lil Yachty, Power Trav, Jay Stola, who else? 40, Gintar, people are really just going ham on names now because you have to be so like totally different because of how many people are making music.
Facts.
It's crazy the amount of producers on here. I wonder who started the sample flip on here.
I feel like the flips are always a 40 thing.
You think so?
I think so. Because I think like this will be something like he pulls out, he knows what he's going to get out of Drake, and he's trying to set the table in a certain way for the different parts of the song, or at least the first half of the song.
So I think my point of view beyond the production is it just plays on more stereotypes about perceptions of women and what it's like to like be with wealthy men, or even from Drake's point of view, it feels like he's complaining more about not being able to find love in the way he wants to.
But it's one of those things where I talk about later, like it's basically like a midlife crisis, but acting like you're not having a midlife crisis. And
yeah,
it's like,
because he's contradictory throughout the album, right? Like,
you know, even though like I know the whole beef between him and Joe is so huge and crazy, but I saw on Rory and Mal that Mal was saying the reason why he responded is because like, nah, fam, it's not because what the lyric you said is because you actually know that I deal with people that are young, but you also deal with younger women, blah blah blah.
Wait a minute, huh? Explain that a little bit deeper, because I'm
so
there's no context.
One of the songs, or later on in the album, he's gonna mention a girl being 25, and then when he claps back at Joe, he's like, "Well, I mean, you of all people should not be speaking about this
because Joe
has dated younger women as well in the same like age range kind of thing." And Maul's point was the only reason Drake responded was because they have an actual relationship.
But why did you respond publicly?
I feel like it's all pub.
Yeah.
Because at this point it's like, you know who he is. You like, and to me in a lot of ways, like you can be disappointed in him, but in a lot of ways you are him. You're just a successful version of him who doesn't choose to actually rap all the time.
Yeah, 'cause he's your idol. Well, you know, Drake sees Joe Budden as an idol, or at least has at some point in time. The last part I have is that 21's verse to me is not the best. So
I thought it was a little better than Drake's verse though.
Isn't that what he did?
Is track number 4, Fear of Heights. Okay, are we both like honestly just tired of this Pusha stuff? Because I feel like I personally am.
Where did you hear the Pusha piece?
When he says like, I'll come to Virginia, like you won't come to where I stay. So
I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna go to the lyrics. Why? Hold on.
I just don't feel like that was the highlight of the lyrical scenario here.
Because he was saying, Virginia, I pull up and chill. You know, you can't come to where I stay. Before you get caught on the date, before you get caught on a plate, before you get slid on the skates, before I get turned up to bass. I know that they look at the face. Don't tell me you scared of Lil Drake. Don't tell me you scared of Lil Aubrey. My niggas is crazy. Wallahi. Don't even know how to escape. And then like that whole section is to Pusha. The Pusha diss that he did on Travis Scott's album was better.
He should have just left it there.
That's what I feel. Like, but you said there was some Rihanna dissing in this?
Oh yeah. Look, so I've heard this from other places. So this is how I kind of recognized it. Okay. So Gal can't run me, run this town. Better than him than me, better not me. I'm anti.
Oh, okay.
The sex was average with you. I'm anti because I had it with you.
Oh, I didn't even put that together because I didn't like the anti flips anyway.
Yeah,
they just felt so like the most low hanging fruit ever.
But it's clear that like he's salty about Rihanna.
But why? Like when this is the part that always gets like weird to me about stop inviting us to your personal lives without giving us context.
Yeah.
If you're gonna invite us, be like Jada and just continuously every other year tell us stuff that we don't care about that should be personal.
We shouldn't even go there because of recent news.
Oh no, that's exactly why I'm going there. Because it's like, be that if you're gonna be it. The best song on this album.
Turn up, why don't you?
First person shooter.
Let's go ahead and listen to about 30 seconds and then come back to it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I like that energy. I think my point of view on this record is like, yes, it's obviously the best song on the album, but I feel like he should have continued that verse. I feel like he could have snapped into a whole different. He could have like totally twisted that verse into something different, because what he did was he did his hook verse thing, and then just left it open. And gave Cole the red carpet to just kind of flip out.
Listen, and flip out he did. There were a million different lines here that just are beautiful. Like chef's kiss, bringing it back.
Of course.
But one of my favorites was the demon deacons. We turn into demon deacons. They'll be at your wake. That is a very innovative Wake Forest line to me. There is no non-believability in Cole's lyrics. Like when he says, if I was like talking about you or dissing you, you would know. My name would be on that like caller ID.
Right. Like the one that you call when the shit ain't connecting no more. I feel like I got a job in IT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the passive Drake, like will like stop mafia barring people in a sense that it's like, we'll do this and I'll do that. And it's like, I can have you wiped off the map. Either do it or shut up.
That's where his second verse is like, I'm not interested. I don't think the beat switch should have happened. I feel like they should have kept this beat. And if he was gonna come back in, he was gonna come harder than he did in the first half.
Now we're here to IDGAF.
Yeah.
Featuring
Yeet. I would rather Yeet this song right out of the.
I didn't like it because it just felt like a Young Thug clone kind of thing, but it just didn't feel it hit home for me. I'm pretty sure this guy has more music because a lot of these people sometimes don't shine their best on his features, but because it's a feature, we'll give them more credit than it's due.
Yeah, oftentimes they get overshadowed, right?
And this was like one of those ones where I just felt like I don't really care for this song.
My problem with the BARK radio is that it makes this a conceptual album, but this isn't a conceptual album.
Yeah, that was my biggest gripe too, because I was like, I would have loved there to be a through line of this, because Snoop adds such a nice velvety flair and will always make like a cohesion. And he's not even like,
he should have been featured. He should have did a verse.
He should have done a verse, but also he wasted this because
who wasted?
Drake.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of times, whenever you use Snoop, think about To Pimp a Butterfly. Like using George Clinton was immaculate. Like when you're using the funk, use the funk.
If you use the dog,
use the dog.
Use the dog.
Roof. Tear the roof off of this.
All right.
Like I think he could have leaned into that a lot more, but for whatever reason chose not to.
Yeah. You're looking at my notes.
So add to my point. Go ahead. Add to my point.
He's insecure as the most successful rapper on the planet. He's insecure with women. He's insecure with his ability as a rapper.
Oh, okay. Explain more. I didn't necessarily get that.
All right. So he's mad about women treating him in the way that he picks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's insecure in those relationships because he believes that at least the women he interacts with are interacting with other dudes in a better way. Not even in the same way, in a better way than they interact with him. So she has options and she has better options than he is. So he's insecure about that.
Okay.
And also he's insecure with his ability as a rapper. Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about what at this point, in his own words, what a podcaster says about your work? When I look at Spotify, and just off Spotify alone, every one of these songs has multiple millions, over 10 million streams for every one of these records. How is that not crying over spilt milk at this point?
I mean, it's pub. Like, to me, it's just pub. Because even when you speak to him, it creates content everywhere, which then creates more content for your album. He has always been intelligent about what I say, how I say it, and what that sparks.
I want an M on one of my songs. He has an M on 23 songs that he just put out. Ain't nobody messing with you, dude. Like, you got it. You're there. And you've been there. Live it.
Your point, please.
For someone who has naked pictures on his phone, he's very pressed. This is about Drew, a Picasso. Like, he's super pressed about these relationships, and he has naked pictures floating on his phone all the time. So, like, you can't gloat about that and then be this wrapped up in other things. Like, bruh, remember who you are. Move on.
I enjoyed it a little bit more because it gave that, and I do the comparison thing again, but it just felt Marvin's roomy.
The next one we like is 8 a.m. in Charlotte. I like the end versus the beginning. We're going to play a little bit. And so he's lonely. Is that what he's saying?
Pretty much. Whenever he's doing these songs, it's introspective. Like, it's taking a look at my life and where it is, how things have kind of gotten to this massive point where I'm making so much money that when I'm having these conversations with my friends, I want them to do better. Like, my relationships feel empty, feel hollow. Like, I'm rapping in a way that is so authentic that you can't not feel it.
I agree with that. I think he is, like, being super introspective, and he should do this as often as he likes or as he wants to. Mm-hmm. I think he keeps telling the same story though.
Let's get to our
ratings, please.
Man,
exhausting.
This was 3 out of 5 Kids' Choice slime drops to me.
Yeah. And if anybody knows the dog from Wishbone, the little terrier, this is 2 out of 5 Wishbones, in my opinion.
And honestly, it's just because I don't care what people say about, like, 35-year-olds expecting a 35-year-old album. I think that, and it's sad to say this, at least with Jay, we did get 444, where he was talking about the adult topics or topics that we wanted him to address. I don't think we're ever going to get there with Drake. I don't think we're ever going to get an album where it's like you're speaking to your age and your ability at the same time.
You'll get it with 50-year-old Drake, where this nonsense isn't acceptable.
Dog, I feel like at that point, he is going, instead of CLB, it'll be CSD.
What does that mean?
Certified Sugar Daddy.
Wow.
Like, I promise you, it's not going. Like, I just don't think it's gonna stop. I think he's just gonna sprinkle in the moments to where it's like, look, I still got it, but I'm not doing a whole album of this because it would bore the girls that I need to listen to this album and the young people that I always want to keep engaged with my content.
That's it.
So
get us out of here, please. Save me from this album, Roof.
I think the only one that can save us is Scooby-Doo. A 1 and a 2 and a peace.